Всем привет! Меня зовут Добрый Алексей. Это очередное прохождение Starfield. Часть 7, наверное, да? Да, часть 7. Так, продолжить. Остановился я там где-то... Я даже не помню, где я остановился. На Марсе вроде или нет? Или я улетел? Я не помню. Помню. Сейчас посмотрим. А, нет, я тут квест делал бармену, вроде бы. Да. Бармену. Вот, мадам кучерявенькая. Так. Дальше. Какие тут еще квесты? Поговорить с сержантом Юми. Проверить инвентарь. Трудно. Зачем? Что там должно быть? Проверим. Вот там должно быть. Или просто.
I'll head to my crew position.
Иди на свой пост. Иди. Ну это квест, наверное, для того, чтобы типа просто знать что-то. Да? Мне с него надо что-то брать? Проверить инвентарь. Трудно. Так, есть пихаль. Есть. Шлем. Так. О, есть осколочная гранатка даже. Есть боеприпасы. Помощь. Заметки. Ресурсы. Ну это я все сюда скидывал. Так. Это для крафта. Я для крафта нахожу, все сюда скидываю. Так, а вот это вот все, наверное, можно было бы как-нибудь. Ну. Я уже сделал. Чё? Почему ты светишься? Проверьте инвентарь вашего судна. Я уже проверил. Исследовать. Выключение света. Это где? Пройдем. Так, пробежать. Нельзя? Нельзя. Я хочу все исследовать.
Selling art is a bit of an honor.
Так, да? Ой, по-моему, не был. Я тут вроде бы нет. Вау, прикольно, класс.
There are always about a million things to do, and I'm only one person. It's so overwhelming. Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry. I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl I was waiting for. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for a while, and Mass finally decided to follow up on it. I can't be in two places at once, and Carl isn't here. So I'm just trying to look inconspicuous.
Кто такой Карл?
Co-worker of mine on this assignment with me. Clearly not taking it seriously. Not really surprising. Most folks are fine with ignoring what goes on down here. We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a large amount of power being rerouted through various subsystems. But it's kind of a two-person job. Someone needs to find the junction boxes associated with those subsystems and power them down. The other person needs to monitor the system remotely. It's pretty simple, really, and relatively safe. Only a small chance of electrocution. Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that. What I need is very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Так, окей, куда мне? Найти распределительную коробку. И где она? А где распределительная коробка? Не за тобой идти? Не понял. Акция. Главное. Окей. Ага, где-то там. Я хочу залезть сюда.
Easy money.
Easy money. Нет. Ты серьезно? Ой, елки-палки. Блин. Прям нужно воровать, прям чтобы никто никогда ничего не видел. Это же ж напряжно. Пиздец. Ой, ты во мне встряла. Так, идем сюда.
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. I only have a general view of things, but you should be near the first junction box. Look for it mounted on the wall. When you find it, open it up and flip the big switch. That's it. Great job. So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's. And maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
What's with the staring? You need something?
А мне надо туда. Так, мне нужно наверх.
Alright, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see.
Окей.
That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's.
Так, следующий
Right under
внизу.
that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
I grew up.
You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. That should be fine. Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought.
Окей.
I'm going to work on fixing that little issue.
Блин,
when we
мне
find the
нужно
next
через
junction
них идти,
box.
что ли?
Looks like it's over near the
Там же охрана.
the trade authority. Okay. Just find that and maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
Так, можно зайти, да?
Okay, the final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of field attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Anyway, there should be a series of secondary breakers you need to deal with before you can access the junction box. I don't remember the order, but flip levers until all those circuits are powered down.
Так, порядок она не помнит, окей. О, открылась.
Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
Давай встретимся.
Signed up for a test pilot program just the other day. I'm not gonna end up like these lifers.
Где-то там наверху стоит. Да? Это вообще сюда, куда-то выход не туда. Я потерялся. Как к тебе залезть? А что здесь? Тут просто. Как к ней попасть? Так. Хорошо, сюда. Еще выше. Тут есть какой-то пропет какой-то. Нет. Как попасть к ней? Это что, это верстак? Без скафандра. Как к ней зайти? Ладно, хорошо. Сюда.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Well, you sure did your part. Did I say thank you? Because thank you. There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount of time all by myself. Maybe in the short term, but overall it paid off. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. I know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where I was afraid it was. The trade authority. So that's something that I'll need to deal with. That'll be fun. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain. But if not, then this is where we part ways.
Пойти с ней? Ну пойдем с тобой.
So thanks to you, we've got evidence that the Trade Authority is behind the power drain being reported down here. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but Zoe is intimidating. I have to go in there, but I really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? Just make sure this doesn't go badly?
Да, давай. А что ты переживаешь?
I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who's going to wind up in trouble. Zoe's got a way of twisting things.
Ну пошли, я тебя прикрою.
Thanks.
Давай.
That means a lot. I can do the talking.
Идем,
I
идем.
think. Just be ready for, well, anything.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop new alien attacks on the city. He said top minds were on it. Sure hope they know what they're doing.
Видать, долго мы будем идти. Идти мы будем долго. Блин, ну прикольно, классно место, мне нравится. Давай. Ну что, мы по дороге не будем разговаривать, будем молчать везде? Спорил, кто-нибудь рассказал, мне еще что-нибудь. Вы тут живете?
No, really, that's how you pronounce it.
I would be so embarrassed.
Seriously?
О, какой-то ресторан. Да отойди ты, кучерявая. А, мы туда идем, там где стоит охрана. Да? Туда? Или вниз? Да, мы туда. Нас пропустят? Да, так
Been
и-
up there, huh? Space. Must be cool.
A visit from Mast. How delightful. You'll have to.
Even in the well, the trade authority continues to flourish.
Makes you sick, doesn't it? Because I've been in here 3 times.
Yes, of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it.
А вы еще
I'm
поделитесь.
sorry. What?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
Так, сейчас будет, наверное, какая-то заруба.
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what.
Don't worry. Whatever happens, we're prepared to handle the situation.
Да, но
I
я
don't
не
want this
хочу
to
тут
turn out
стреляться,
violent
я
if we
хочу
can avoid it,
получить
okay?
здесь резиденцию.
Believe me, I really hope I am. But I'll tell you, people in my division tell stories about Zoe. She's got a lot of influence. Okay,
Всё будет
you're
отлично, всё будет
probably
нормально.
right. Just need to breathe.
Окей. Подождать на вызурать. Так, вот
Well,
она.
Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you, I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
Да?
You're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions.
Так, мы сейчас будем что-то еще
Someone
исследовать.
has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had on my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Что-то пошло не так.
I
Да?
presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem. Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this
Так,
is
надо
not how I
пойти еще
saw
найти
this going.
распределительную коробку.
For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box?
Ну давай, пойдем.
The sooner you find the source
Без
of all
проблем.
this, the sooner it can be over.
Окей, куда? Наверх? Давай. Ага. А чё же она сюда заходила? Тут ничего нету. Так, ладно. Окей, не сюда. Туда.
If you got any valor.
Так, там еще выше. Окей. Так, мне нужно туда. Угу. Там какой-то переход. Переход тут. Там туда. Окей. Но у меня же есть проще путь. И тропинки нет.
Nice to meet you.
Нет, есть, все нормально. Всё хорошо. Так, куда сюда? Да. И наверх. Здесь куда? Да, сюда. Нет, я дорожку потерял. Где ты? Пробит. А, сюда, да? Я угадал? Сюда? Нет, прям туда. Я думал, что отсюда вот запрыгнуть. Ладно. Окей.
Hey there.
Ой, чуть не упал.
Hello. Is this functional? I insist that you provide updates for any suspicious activity. Is that clear?
And Zoe's here too, if you hadn't guessed.
We've agreed to work together on this.
That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here. Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics.
Еще какие-то коробочки
Be
открываю.
serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level. I appreciate that you've listened to reason. The junction box should be just nearby. We'll have this solved in short order. Adequately done.
Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay?
Miss Reyes and I have both noted that the next node in this trace is not on any of the current
45А идти
She
надо, да?
means it's not in the well. It's somewhere on the
Сперва.
surface. Which technically
Или нет?
means it's not my responsibility.
However,
We agreed that we all like to see this through. If
Ну,
you
я
head
понял.
topside,
Сперва идти
I'll
надо
pull
туда.
up the diagrams we need.
Сперва туда, а потом вернуться сюда. Так, ладно. Ой!
That jump looks painful. Not doing that.
Стоп. Не понял. Вон все поменялось. Туда. Космодром. Не понял. Ну, короче, сперва к 45А надо подойти. Если я правильно понимаю.
still collecting the necessary diagrams and blueprints to accurately assess the situation before she returns. I'm going to make you an offer.
Мне на поезд?
Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to me first. I'll be certain that Mast gets what it needs. But I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the trade authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district.
Его я не успел. Так, ну да. Блин, а почему так далеко?
Hey, you should be getting close. Looks like it's somewhere near Athena Tower. Zoe says there's a junction box on the building's exterior.
Это 10F.
I'm not sure why she knows that. Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections.
Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember seeing a report about power problems on one of the upper floors. I bet it's related. See if you can get up there.
Интересно, интересно. Даже интересно. Так, началось. Ой, тут можно что-то, наверное, поворовать. Да? Можно что-то украсть что-то для крафта? Мне прям надо для крафта что-нибудь. Пожалуйста. Где ты? Нет. Да, все. Еда. Еда. Выпивка. Что дает нам по бонусам? Стойкость. Минус 10%.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just steal that.
Так, что у нас тут еще? О, понятно. Документ. Планш. Планшет. Есть. Чашки. Книжка. Ну это я потом буду читать. Это я потом. Точно нет. Еще книжка. Еще книжка. Дофига книжек. Короче, здесь ничего такого нету полезного. Правда? И ничего. Оп. Так, ладненько, залазим сюда. Так. Окей. Угу. Угу, понял. Тут все. Это чего такое? Подставка для чаши. Такс. Ага. Не вниз, да? Куда? Опять на поезд? Или нет? Далековато мне, конечно, бежать. не на поезд. А куда? Так, повернуть сюда налево. Вниз куда? Ой, что это такое? Так. А, даже так? Интересно.
I know your type. The freewheel and space ace. Must be nice.
You know you can't give Zoe anything, don't you? So you tracked it down. You've got something to show for it?
Да, держи.
Great. I'll get this back to Mass for analysis. I'm not stupid. I know Zoe probably made you an offer. I appreciate that you didn't take it. And I'm really glad we got to work together on this.
А ты ничего не получишь. Брехливая ты сучка. А ну, о чем я говорю?
So, looks like maybe someone thought they could hack into Calibanc's system. In fact, looks like maybe they did. Still want to claim you had nothing to do with this, Zoe?
My dear, why in the world would I want to break the law? And Galbank, no less. I do quite enough business with them as it is.
All right. Well, I'll have some people look over this. Maybe they'll be in touch.
I very much doubt that.
See you around.
Thing about the trade business? Who you know matters as much as anything else.
Так, дальше что там по квесту? Так. Так, проверить инвентарь моего судна, но блин. Я уже проверял, там ничего. Поговорить с 0 про. Поговорить. О, интересно будет. Так, куда мне? Куда мне? Так. И что надо кучу всего исследовать. Фауну, флору, ресурс. Так, привет.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the
О, а
bottom
что
of
ты с
this.
масочкой? У вас там коронавирус, что ли, до сих пор?
Yes. Concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
Да, мне
Well,
будет интересно помочь, давай.
Thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Окей, хорошо. Так, надо тебе удачи. И где они? Ага. О, ага. Прямо не... Да.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates New Atlantis. Can you imagine all the changes it's seen?
Так, они типа все под деревьями, да? Это дальше. Окей. Так, какой ближе будет?
You have a nice day now.
Какой будет ближе? А? Тот, что внизу. А тот, что внизу, это нужно туда забежать. А, это мне сейчас на поезд. Блин. Ой, только... Ну ладно, если надо будет, я вернусь. Там есть что-то. Ну ладно, если так. Ну, попробуем туда спать. Что-то там застрял. Так, окей. И, я так понимаю, остался один, да? Коммерческий рейс. Так.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor.
А, мне с тобой поговорить надо?
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Так, давай. Так, а продай мне.
Hello? I hope I'm as cool as
Ах ты ж
someone
маленький
Cohen.
паразит. Ладно.
As you can see, traffic is good.
Он сказал, что он нашел одну. И хотел бы ее продать за кредит. Но что-то, короче, пошло не так.
Bulk items may require multiple levels of approval and can take up to several weeks for an official response. We apologize for any delay. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon. Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
Ну, мне нужно это...
Oh, really?
Да.
Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Ну, давай, да, 100 кредитов, у меня там куча.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Отлично. Все. А что ты продаешь?
Oh, well, certainly.
О, у тебя много чего. Слушай. У тебя прям 109 ну и стоит она, конечно. Так, а что я могу тебе продать? Ну, я ничего тебе продавать потом. Да, я тебе ничего не хочу продать. От слова совсем ничего. Может быть, ранец. Нет, пока тоже не будет. О, вот одежду, да. Ой, какая классная одежда. Вот это у меня вообще класс брючек. Тут можно тебе продать. Вот это я тебе продам. Но мне нафиг не надо. Ну прям вообще не надо. Вот это тоже продам. Так, и чё? Вот это мне тоже не надо на какую-то. Вот это я оставлю, оно прям красота, красота. Всё, пока.
You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
Так. Мне куда? Да, мне? Точно, куда? Куда-то сюда. Ой, что, прям сюда? О, прям так? Ой, прикольно. А почему аж так? Если можно было по-другому. Периодически я посмотрел на красоты. Ну да, красиво. И вот сюда, вот так вот, да? Вообще класс.
Good day, ma'am.
Не, вон туда. Все, отлично. Поставить датчики. Квест просто побегай, посмотри на город. Ну, прикольно.
I really do need that additional data. I appreciate your assistance, but I still need all of those sensors. So you do? Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment.
Подождем, подождем.
It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is Well, it's... Oh my.
Что не так? Там поговорить надо с тобой, в чем проблема? Что случилось?
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once. Yes, it does feel good to be right. Particularly when others have attempted to convince you otherwise. Repeatedly. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in Mast at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Ну, еще критики заработал, да? 2,5 куска, ого! Хочу больше. Ага, позднее нужно его проведать опять. Окей, а сейчас?
Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors.
Окей. Так. Поговорить с сержантом Юми. Аж 2 раза. Установить сканер. Аванпост. Маяк поставить. Предложение помощи Митчу Бенджамину. Поговорить с Тревором. О, можно на Луну слетать. Поговорим с Тревором. Тревор. Что ж такое-то? Что, мне же на году будет лететь? Почему меня корабль ведет? Почему меня в корабль ведет? Да, поговорить с Тревором. Я не хочу сейчас летать. Я не хочу сейчас летать. И... это тоже туда же ведет. Окей. Говорить с сержантом Юми. Ой. О, а поговорить с сержантом это здесь. Давай поговорим с сержантом. Где он? Вон.
Ah, Captain. It's good to see you again, under much calmer circumstances. You wouldn't be here about the job, would you? Might not be worth your time, considering your rank. Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave, Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
Ну давай.
All right, Captain. Just keep in mind this isn't going to involve your usual level of excitement. No mind-altering terramorphs and explosions in the spaceport. Just simple, good old-fashioned police work. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis.
Okay.
There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details. You know, MAST. The Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city? Headquarters of the entire United Colonies? I really should have given you a more thorough interview.
А чё ж ты не провел со мной интервью, а? Чё ж ты этого не сделал?
Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this. Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works. See you later.
Так, ну я с тобой уже... Опять с тобой разговаривать?
How's the investigation going?
Мы уже все ж...
See you later, Captain.
Уже вроде обсудили. Так. Так, что-то я, короче... Не понял. Так, это на другой планете, да? Да. Вторая рампа говорит тоже на другой планете. Проверить инвентарь моего судна я уже смотрел, там ничего нет. Это на Луну. Поговорить с Ноэль про... Окей, это здесь. Так, куда? Угу. На квест.
Been a long time since I've been to Mars.
Так,
Solar
где у нас
system
тут?
doesn't get a lot of traffic.
А, это мне, наверное, в тот дом надо идти, да? Или нет? В стиле барокко. Или рококо.
Every time I return here,
Да, это сюда.
I'm reminded of the importance of Constellation's contributions to exploration.
That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Так. О, по поводу
Oh,
видения.
right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you
А, у меня
perceive
просто
as
были
lights and
галюники,
music
понятно.
could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something. An energy surge, some other phenomenon.
А, ну понятно, я понял. Мне просто шиза была.
He did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't. Sure, I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just thinking it through. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
Да.
Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour. Right. So you've seen the library, obviously. Walter's quite proud of the collection, but Mateo has made more than a few contributions. Gardens are out the doors there, if you need a moment of quiet contemplation. Emphasis on the quiet part, at least usually. Let's head upstairs. Sebastian Banks, Constellation's founder, had this place built decades ago. It was a big to-do at the time, but most people in the city have forgotten we're here.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Так, ну я ж тут уже в самом начале поворовал кучу всего, надо просто показать. Домик? Ну так я уже... Не, я тут ничего не был, я тут не воровал ничего.
So this is the bar. Usually no tender, so help yourself, within reason, of course. Now let's see about that room. You're in luck. We were almost at max occupancy already, but there's still one room up for grabs. It's been nice having the place so full.
Нет, тут я точно нет. Я где-то там воровался. Там еще. Вот да, вот тут я бегал. И все тут покрал. А ты, Наэль, об этом не знаешь.
Okay, this'll be you. Common room on one side, so that'll be quiet, and Mateo on the other side, so maybe a little less quiet. I'm sure Sarah has something planned for each of us, so I'd better get back to it. Don't want to keep her waiting too long. Enjoy.
Так, это моя комната. Я тут что-то уже, по-моему, слямзал. Или нет? Возьму. Да, тут можно будет все, короче, взять и продать. Окей. Так, что там дальше у нас по квестику? Так. Говорю с сержантом Юми, я с ним уже разговаривал. Так, ну, надо лететь. Так. Сохранение мира. Поговорить с агентом Платоном. получить архив. И стар. О, это да. Это куда мне? А, это здесь. Но, по-моему, там что-то надо было сделать. До того, как коллектив. Я вот только не помню, что надо было сделать.
What? Oh,
Sorry, but I need sign off from the interstellar.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the collective, when it seems like only yesterday.
Здрасте.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
All that security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
You're allowed 3 places. Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Так. Ой. Угу.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Угу.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Так,
You're really
давай
gonna push this?
попробуем переубедить.
All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
Так.
The warmongers of the UC will find a way to make it dangerous. You have my word. Preventing more deaths is precisely what I'm trying to do by keeping the archives sealed.
Блин. Последняя попытка. Автоубеждение нельзя. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй.
I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
Угу. Так. Да блин!
This is about a grudge. This is about safety. And that's not something I take lightly. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out.
Так, все
Guests can make
поменялось.
themselves comfortable in the lobby.
Мне надо поговорить.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier. Well, then you have my earnest thanks. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her.
Угу.
You want to work with me? Why don't we talk somewhere a bit more private?
Пойдем поговорим, куда ты меня ведешь.
So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? Okay, first you need her bio key, and that thing doesn't leave her side. Better chance of splitting the atom with a spoon than me getting that from her.
Mm-hmm.
Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services?
Не, ну врать ему не надо.
Really?
Ух ты. Класс.
Okay, you've got yourself a deal. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water.
Okay.
I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
Так, теперь мне нужно попасть. Нет, 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 нет.
You're leaving the embassy. Now.
Ай.
Good. And you can bet the UC is going to hear about this.
That was humiliating.
А, елки-палки. Вот это попадос. Вот это я, конечно, не то сделал, что надо. Ой, блин. Это ж надо было так, ну.
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we...
Visitors are only allowed.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
Never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
I'm sorry. Do you have an...
Может, я сейчас ее в этот раз смогу переубедить?
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go? You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood. I'm listening. Londonian. They had to abandon the planet. But that couldn't happen again. Responsible governance will not be rushed. The cost of being wrong is a high one. You're not wrong. We do need to do
Ничего себе.
something. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So,
Okay.
do we have an agreement?
Да, согласен.
Excellent. Follow me.
Ничего себе, я ее убедил. Второго раза. Ой.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Отлично. Все? Все? Да? Нет?
People often mistake rivals. I suppose we're in this together now.
Окей, хорошо. Так, что нам туда? Туда нам не надо. Теперь надо наверх. Да? Да. Окей. Так, и куда меня сейчас?
Down with the MC.
Yes, exactly. It's like
It's a shame House Varoon abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
О, и тут что-то все заброшенное такое. Интересненько. Заброшенный, а лифт работает.
But this isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Компьютер. Так. Так, а ну-ка. Он проведет меня. Куда ж ты меня проведешь-то? Пистолет. Комбинезон. Открыть. А. Ой. Вот это вот такое.
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking my way.
О боже.
Find anything useful?
Ты что, меня еще хочешь пострелять? Ты серьезно? Ой, так я же выключил. О, я выключал. Что? Деактивировать. Я деактивировал. Да? Да. А где ты там? Где твой трупик? Чтобы я пособирался туда. Окей. Так, что это такое? Блин, тут много всего. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Так. Ладно. Тут прям надо подумать. Две сюда не влазят. Так. Окей, так. Так. Эти две сюда. Тут теперь 4 сюда. Так. Это. Активировал робота. А, елки-палки. А как мне вот сюда идти убежать? Ой-ой-ой. Я сейчас там умру. Так, стоп. Я сейчас умру. Постреляй в них. Спасибо. Там еще в одного. Там еще были. Вроде бы. Как? Да? Ушла его? Нет? Ты? Не видишь? Не видишь. Так, есть аптечка. Аптечка. Аптечка уже хорошо. Моста. Так. Что здесь? Ничего. Здесь патрончик, да? Патрончик. Так. Понятно. Не надо. Так. Ну, видать, правда, сюда. Ёпки! Так, возьму-ка я, наверное, эту штукенцию. Уже хорошо. Кредиты. Так, не туда, но здесь еще. Помехи. Внизу что-то есть. Так, что наверху? Так, мертвый робот. Дверь. Нет, все нормально. Вроде бы как. Вот. О, откуда по мне стреляют? Я, блин, не вижу даже. Ну ладно. Это мертвый робот. Так, ничего тут интересного нет. Блин, я уже успел потеряться. Нет туда, а что внизу? Недоступно. Сюда. Оп. Окей, все отлично. Вот. Так, и я сейчас переключусь. Возьму здесь. Неплохой. Тихо. Так, ну это очевидно сюда. Это сюда. А куда ж ты? Вот так.
Make sure you check every entry. There might be some embedded
Нет
data we could
сигнала.
use to our advantage.
Блин, нет сигнала. Ладно. Короче, наверх, правильно? Тут робот. Где моя подружка? Понятно. Сейчас я тут и лягу. А двигайся! Ты серьезно? О, господи. Да уж. Все прям очень плохо. Прям очень. Здесь нет аптечек. Да, вот это попадос. Я бы аптечку. Ага, я типа прошел. Она тут стоит.
Sidonia is an industrial town. The people there tend
Какая
to
же
be
ты моя хорошая.
concise.
Ты пойдем за мной. Так, мне наверх надо. Ой-ой-ой. Что мне с ХП делать? Я отвалюсь скоро. У меня все очень плохо. все прям очень плохо. Крайне плохо.
I don't even need a bus running away, eh? I don't stock up on junk.
Кофе не попить.
One day to piss me off.
Ты кого-то видишь? Блин, мне аптечка надо. Дайте мне аптечку. Пожалуйста. Нет, нигде аптечки. Ну, что-то есть. Да, отлично, хоть что-то. Так, это что? Калькулятор.
There's a huge difference between being prepared and carrying too much.
Стоп, а я здесь был? Или нет? Так, что мне там упало? Какой-то. Наверное, еще давай. Еще давай. Еще давай. Так. Ну хоть. Стоп, еще что-то, да? Ну хоть так. Раз больше ничего нет. Да уж, реально, конечно. И тут мы, короче, и вляжем. Закрыто. А мне нужно вниз теперь, да? Теперь вниз. Тут точно оживиться нечего. Вот так. О, кредит. Так, сейчас будет что-то очень страшное. Куда перевалиться? Стоп, у меня есть гранаты. Вроде бы были. Или нет? А, нет, я их не купил. Ой-ой-ой-ой, я их не купил. Почему ты не купил гранаты? Так. Крона. 20. Уходим. А где моя подушка? Она будет стрелять? Ох-ох-ох-ох-ох-ох.
Don't leave any of that behind.
Она не стреляет, она стоит, она просто стоит. Ох. Ну ты стреляй. Теперь давай.
Damn, I was just getting warmed up. I'm sure they had something we can use.
Мне нужна аптечка. Ура. Ура. У меня есть аптечка. Прям кайф. Прям кайф. О, там вообще какой-то дядька теперь стоит. Обалдеть. Здрасте,
So,
дядька.
what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Ну, пойдем поговорим, пойдем. А, это посол Балмору. Здрасте.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, Who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were, then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom Tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Да, ты все правильно понял.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good.
Да, он будет использован на
House
благо, да.
Varun's legacy is more than just carnage.
Только дай.
The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
Так, и... Ну-ка.
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And, fireworks? Absolutely capable of being put to violence, but not evil in itself. And here you are with a similar conundrum. I might be willing to support you if I knew I would not be tarnishing the legacy of House Varun by doing so.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this man's integrity. He'll keep his word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
Пойдем. Я бы тебя тут слямзил бы что-нибудь. Ты сейчас орать будешь.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
Let it be used for good.
Окей, хорошо. Так. Окей, типа... Это я еще не могу вскрыть. Так, ну, в принципе. А сейф твой я не могу вскрыть. Мне нужен мастер. Так. Ну вот, только эксперт. Окей. Так, теперь я хочу социалку убеждения. Но физика... Нормальное здоровье. Боевка. Так. Так. Это я уже... Так, убеждение. Вкачиваем убеждение. Да, можно отсюда уходить. О, не могу. Так, крафт. 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 Крафта куча. Крафт. 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 Мне не нравятся эти звуки. Тут уникальный ресурс. Крафт. Крафт. Так, потом я все это дело корабли оставлю. Так, все, уходить, да? А куда уходить? Блин, я заблудился. Ходим отсюда. Так, куда нам? Это где? Куда? Угу. Окей. Прокачиваться, прокачиваться. О, чего? А чё здесь? Заявка на работу. Про нас. Киоск. Про нас. Заявка на работу. Ладно, потом. А я, наверное, перегружен, да? Да, я, наверное, перегружен. Конечно, я перегружен. Подавать хочу. Надо гантельку качать. Что это? Это информационный щит. Окей. Кабинет, оборона, центральный вестибюль, станция ориентирования, метр пилота. Блин, мне нужен магазин.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
All right. Okay, all right.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi's to the Terran on the record.
Блин. Может побежать сейчас все продать? А, я ж не знаю здесь где. Стоп, там. Значит, можно туда. Там пробежать. Продать. И там рядом есть, по-моему, космопорт. И возле космопорта это желтый этот стенд. Он красный. А мне нужен желтый. Я все продам. Ну, нафиг не надо. Так, тут что-то... Это банк. Можно денежку снять? А, украсть прям. Ого, кайф. Так, мне кажется, я правильно иду, да? Или нет? Нет, неправильно. Так, что там? Здесь просто закусочка. Да, неправильно. Но в закусочной я же ничего не могу продать.
Thanks for choosing Terra Brew. What can I get you? Hi there. Welcome to Terra Brew. How can I help you? Certainly. Please take your time.
Угу. А продать я тебе могу, то понятно. Помощь. Напитки-то. Ясно. Все плохо. В моем случае прям все плохо. Так, там у нас центр. Здесь это пар, наверное, да? Или нет? Нет.
Not here on business.
Так, это банк.
Can you imagine how many credits flow through this place? Figuratively, of course.
Блин, приходится ходить много из-за того, что я перегружен. Это, наверное, беседка специально так делает, что ты дольше играл. А что вы тут стоите? А ну рассказывайте, что тут. Что у вас тут происходит? А ну, быстренько рассказали. Понятно. Я надеюсь, вы меня не прилетел.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Угу. Ну, иду. Как могу.
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Окей. Ставить коды, да? Первый. Второй. Че, еще что-то? Выйти, окей. О, типа у них такой архив. Что такой маленький? Это, наверное, все типа сервера, да, они будут храниться, но маленький какой-то.
You're carrying too many ultimatums.
Так, куда нам далеко? На поезд? Да, видать, на поезд. Сюда. Еще сюда. Ну ладно. Ага, тут же справа, если хочешь.
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Ну, пойдем. Так, та хочет, чтобы мы встретимся на Марсе, а это с ней. Им нужно обговорить мое жилище здесь. Ну, хотя у меня там комната есть.
Hello.
Ислян.
Hey, no funny stuff with that boost pack. Got enough flight traffic as it is.
Ух ты! Панорама? Ой, кайф вообще. О, я могу выбрать, где я хочу жить сейчас, да? И что, или куда?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the
Да,
United
готов.
Colonies?
Готов.
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
Понял. Я готов.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms? I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
No,
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Okay. Так, всего появилось. Так. Еще, блин, квестов, конечно, куча. Так, это пока фракционная. Так, очки навыков я прыгать не буду. Хотя я бы увеличил твой чемодан.
Just one quiet day. Too much to ask for?
Мой отдел. Так. Здесь у вас что-нибудь можно слямзить? Нет. Рубильничек. Не знаю, рубильнички я уже. Степлер. Ага. Если что-то украду.
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Окей. Ёп! Нет, дверь ударила. Можно взять? Нельзя.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Интеркому подойти. Блин, тут можно ж полямзить все, но... Так, сядем. Так, мир тут. Так, включаем.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Не знаю, кто ты, я тебя первый раз вижу. Так.
Perceptive,
Франсуа Санон.
but most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the
что-то
slates.
было про него в истории,
I
вы
was to be
рассказывали,
executed
да?
for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too
Это отец клона?
simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Офигеть.
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier.
Офигеть.
To warrant my execution, the official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne, a battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial, and my life irrevocably changed. Captain, please. There are no clean hands in galactic politics. We all do what we must to keep ourselves safe. Which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies and beyond from additional Terramorph attacks. An effort you and my progeny Hadrian have already made impressive progress on. And I'd like to help, though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
Ну, так, немножко рассказала.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Так.
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the Colony War came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help.
Ну, давай послушаем.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Так, и что ему?
personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Продолжай.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Ну, хорошо, но никак ли это не повлияет на мою репутацию?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout. Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat. You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it. If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There is a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Окей. Так, поговорить с капитаном Маркез. Что у нас тут? А, сервера. Да, сервера. Короче, это тюрьма такая. Понятно. Это такая тюрьма. Интересно.
Wonder where this will all lead. So long.
Так. Я хочу по которому есть карта. Тут мне надо будет кучу продать. И пушку продавать. Еще одна. А, стопе. Я ж тут вроде бы подбирал. Надо попродавать кучу всего. А где выход? Так, поговорить с капитаном. Поговорить с Макентайром. Где помощник? Тайр. Где помощник Макентайр? На работу. Может, наверх надо было сразу? Давай наверх.
Kill for a cup of coffee, right?
Нет, это не она, это заместитель. А, ну да.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy. Captain, please, keep your voice down. The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era. But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear? The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information. And she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Блин, держать секреты это не мое. Блин, я потом с ней посрусь.
Short of jailing you? No, you're right. But in this moment, I think it would be a big mistake to tell her. Though I presume he didn't call you down there simply to discuss his daughter.
Ну ладно.
Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return? Allowing you to kill someone on behalf of the prisoner? Absolutely not. But taking the chance to bring a known criminal to justice? Well, the old man's been right more than a few times in the past. So, what's being put on the table here? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
Да, вроде бы все.
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed. The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
Ну ладно,
Then I'll
всё.
bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Окей. Так, нужно к кораблю. Там все продать. Да. И на сегодня, наверное, все. Космодром, да. Потому что, ну, я уже долго играю, да, прям долго. Но эта часть прям мне понравилась. В этой части прям много всего узналось. Но то, что чувак, который создал клонов, живой, сидит там у них в тюрьме. Ну блин.
I know I sound like a commercial right now, but I've been to other stores and
Это прям очень интересно. Какой сюжетный поворот. А? Я даже не ожидал такого. И о нем же говорилось в музее истории. А, стоп. Так, оружие. Пихаль. Но пихаль 23 урона наносит, да? Изы. Меч я оставлю. Ножик такой можно оставить для интереса. Так. Вот это можно сразу продавать. Призу одну продать. Топор оставить. Топор 17. Меч. Меч сколько? 20. Нет, топор продаем. Так. Вот это что-то интересное. Непонятно что. Так, пихаль этот. Продаю. Нож оставляю. Это я еще не понял, что. А, ну это то, что стреляет эми-пушка, типа. И это, наверное, тоже эми-пушка. Но я еще ни разу не стрелял. Пока я тут все стреляю. Из скафандров. Так, это охотник на зверей надо оставить. Спина. Вот со спины можно что-то и продать. Интересно. Ну, этот получше. Минус 25% использования кислорода. Так. Этот продаем. И вот этот продаем. Может, этот тоже нафиг. Так. Шлемы. Охотник на зверей. Антибаллистический? Антибаллистический. Ляськи-масяськи. Этот у меня от роботов, это от баллистики, а это от зверей. Интересно. Может вот этот продать? Продадим. Так. Одежда. Синий кожаный. Вот этот синий кожаный продам. Одену вот этот. Так, ну, в принципе, на мне бы типа еще что-то продать. А, я, наверное, сейчас положу.
All that junk you're hauling is seriously slowing me down.
О, покушать можно заодно. Так. Треть. У меня здесь есть шлем. Да. Окей, так, мой инвентарь. То я сюда положу. Спину положу. Да. Или нет, или... О, планшет надо было продать. Я его слямзил. Вот это вот надо катушку продать. Катушку и планшет. Так. Ресурсы. Для крафта вот это. Все, короче, для крафта. Тяжеленькое. Все сюда. То, что тяжелое, прям тяжелое. Вот, водный гематит. Че он со мной лазит? Так. Клей. Там, блин, много всего. Все? Полна коробочка. Да. Полон. Don't use. Так, одежда. Граната осколочная я возьму. Так, а у меня здесь есть такой прибор. Я здесь можно крафтить. Так. Аргон. Метроторит. И метаболичный элемент. Потом антимикробные, аминокислоты, мини. Угу. Да. Хлеб, красное мясо, сыр. Как-то сыр там съел, ёлка. Так, это что? А, это я типа исследовательские проекты. Кресла. Какая-то. Это аванпоста. Приручение. Садоводство. Шахта какая. Добыча. Так. Моды для шлема. Моды для скафандра. Пак-мод. Оружие. Ствольные моды. Оптика. Кайф. Куча всего. Так. Здесь все вроде, да? Так. Здесь из ресурсов. Для кофе. Медь. Так. Ладненько. Заканчиваю я на этом. Спасибо, кто смотрел. Спасибо, кто не смотрел. Ставьте лайк, подписывайтесь на канал. И до новой серии в Starfield. Всем пока.